Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I apologize for the lighting. I can see right now that this is going to be interesting, so I'm going to go fiddle with the lighting a little bit. But I just wanted to say hi and welcome back to my channel. I am going to do this portion of the plan with me, and I'm going to do it quietly, and I will just go ahead and voice over the middle section, and they'll come back at the very end and we can go over everything. Because I realized that trying to talk to you guys while I do this does not work. So let's try it a new way and see if this works better. Okay, I'll be back. Hi guys, so we're gonna try this voiceover stuff and see if this works well for us. Here I am just showing you the kit really quick. These are the glitter headers and cover-ups and bougie boxes and all that kind of stuff. And then this is the actual kit itself. I think this kit was from Caress Press. Yes, it was. So we have the full boxes, the half boxes, the lots of boxes, and lots more boxes. That's why I like these kits so much. Glitter headers, weekend stuff, and bottom washi, as well as extra pretty girls. So I have 3 main sticker subscriptions that I get every month. One of them is Caress Press, one of them is Glam Planner, and the other one is Scribble Prints Co. I'm also getting stickers from Hubman and Chub Girl and Pip Sticks. So what I'm going to do is, now that I have like a decent amount of stickers coming again every month, I'm going to start doing hauls again because I love doing those. You guys seem to like them also. Plus, I spent a little bit too much money. And when I was starting the Hubman and Chub Girl sticker collection, I got to looking through their backlogs and I had a little bit too much fun. Plus, they just had a Oops sticker box. So I will have to show you all of that coming up soon too. So I figure what I will do with this is I have my actual plan with me sitting next to me so that I can kind of track it and keep an eye on what's going on screen, as well as what's going on my planner, so that I can walk you guys through all this. Right now I'm just prepping the bottom washi, as you guys can plainly see. Normally I'll go through and just, chit chat with you guys randomly. But I noticed that I was doing a really bad job at that, and that there was a lot of blank time where I'm just sitting there thinking or looking or something, and I'm like, you know what? Let's try something different. I'm also working on the lighting. As you can see here, the lighting is not great. I got some of that removable sticker stuff to put on my desktop. I think what I'm going to do is buy like a board or something and put the sticker on top of that and put the board on top of my desk, something along those lines, so I don't actually mess with the desk. It's super old and probably not in very good shape, but I don't care. I kind of want to leave the integrity of the desk alone. I'm also apologize in advance if you hear my husband snoring next to me. He told me that he would wake up and stop his nappy nap time when I started doing this, but his breathing keeps getting heavy again, so I know that he's on the verge of falling back to sleep. And when he does, he snores. So if you suddenly hear snoring in the background, or an oof because I've elbowed him, one of the two, just pretend like it didn't happen. So bottom washi's down, and now I'm going to go through and do all of the glitter headers. It's kind of weird doing it this way. I really enjoyed the actual planning portion of this. It kind of brought back why I stopped doing Plan With Me's in the first place. Because trying to talk to these sometimes just does not work very well for my brain. I literally turned on an audiobook and just quietly and happily did my Plan With Me. I had over an hour's worth of footage, but there was quite a few spots where I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't saying anything. I just disappeared. I know I had to do things like adjust the windows a couple of times because I did this in late afternoon, and late afternoon the lights coming in at a funky angle. So I know that I needed to adjust those a little bit. I'm also on the verge of yawning. So if I stop and start funny, it's because I'm so tired. I have insomnia issues, and my insomnia issues were kicking up last night. Sometimes they're fine, sometimes they're not so fine. And last night they were bad. I don't know what was going on, but I have not had a night like that in a really long time. So essentially, I laid down last night. It was about 85 degrees yesterday, so it wasn't super hot, but it was definitely warm. And here in Western Washington, they have decided that we do not need air conditioning because they don't think that it gets hot enough here. So we bought our own little air conditioners, and there's something wrong with the system. So we keep throwing breakers. So if me and Elise both have our ACs on at the same time, we'll throw our breaker. If the boys have theirs on at the same time, they'll throw their breakers. But as long as they're not using anything else, so if it's nighttime, they're sleeping, no one has their computers on, their TVs on, that kind of stuff, they can have both ACs on with no problem. Ours doesn't work that way. I don't know if it's the way it's set up. I don't know if ours is just that much more powerful because ours was a bigger one that we bought while we were living in California. I'm not sure what the problem is, but me and Elise keep throwing ours. And yesterday, I we threw it for no reason whatsoever. I was sitting here watching YouTube and had my AC on while she was asleep and just had her fan on. I get up to go to the bathroom and it throws the breaker. So I didn't even know what happened. I left the room for like 2 minutes. And in those 2 minutes, Elise was like, "What did you do? Why is the breaker thrown? What happened to the power?" And so we had to go reset it. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I can't have my TV on while she has her fan on, which doesn't make any sense. But luckily, it's a lot cooler today, so I don't have to have the AC on. But it was like 80 degrees in my room last night, and I was so tired, but I was just overheated, and I wasn't like sweating over hot like I was in California. I was just uncomfortably over hot. And so I asked Elise to let me know when she was going to turn her AC off because my room gets the bulk of the heat first thing in the morning because of where my room is situated on the house, and her room gets the bulk of the heat in the afternoon evening time. So she has dibs on the afternoon evening, and I asked her if she could just let me know when she turns it off so that way I could turn mine back on because my room was just weirdly hot. It was kind of humid, but it was definitely hot and it was just uncomfortable. And so around 12:30, she's like, "Okay, I'm going to bed. I'm turning my AC off." And I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness." And she's like, "Why didn't you tell me you were waiting for me?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't realize I was waiting. I was just trying to fall asleep and I couldn't." And then I turned my AC on and I still can't sleep because I passed that point of no return. I don't know if anybody else has this issue. I don't know if it's an insomnia thing or if it's just a me thing, but I have a window. And if I don't go to bed in my window, like when I'm actually tired, my second wind will hit and then I can't sleep. And I have not had a night this bad in a really long time where I didn't sleep at all last night. I was awake until 5 o'clock this morning. And then I slept for a couple of hours from like 5 to 9 ish. I woke up like at 9 o'clock on the dot. So I don't know what woke me up, but 9 a.m. I'm wide awake. So I didn't get enough sleep last night. So I'm dragging today. So today my goals are just to finish this plan with me an entire day late because it was supposed to be up yesterday. Sorry about that. And to do my laundry. And then I'm going to go to bed because I'm sleepy. But I did want to be able to finish this. I don't know what happened over the weekend. We went to the Strawberry Festival and I worked a lot yesterday and I just spaced it until late last night. And I was like, not doing it. I should have just done it because I was awake anyways. And of course, I wait until everything's nice and quiet. I turn off the AC because it's not too hot. I turn off the fan because it's not too hot. I close the door so you can't hear the dryer going. Everything's nice and quiet. I poke my husband to wake him up so that way he's not snoring on me. And the kids outside decide to start playing basketball. So if you hear a weird thunking in the background, it's the basketball. So while I was doing this, I was listening to The Ballad of Never After. It is the spin-off to Stephanie Garber's Caraval series. If you have read Caraval and you didn't like it, I still highly suggest you read that second series. It has Jax in it from the first series. You have Donatella and Scarlet. I couldn't remember her name for a second. You have Tella and Scarlet. I do cameos in there, but it's a totally different storyline, and they do mention the first one. So if you don't know what's going on, it might be beneficial to look up spoilers for the first series. I couldn't remember because I read the first series when it first came out, and I just didn't care for it. But I'm really liking this one so far. And so I was kind of obsessed, and that's what I was listening to while I was doing this. This sticker got put down just a little bit wonky, and you can see the top of the J from June, and I couldn't deal with it. So I ended up going through and finding a sticker that I could put down to cover up the top of the J. I was looking for anything, and I was like, what am I going to put on there? And so eventually I go over to the deco right here and add a different sticker on, because I just could not handle seeing the tip of the J. But I think we're almost ready to start the actual planning. I have the bougie boxes, which I will be using this plan with me. And then I have a bunch of different full boxes. I don't end up using them all. I ended up having quite a few left over at the end of the month. Oh, it's getting hot in here. I haven't done a voiceover in a long time, and this thing's almost an hour long. So hopefully once the actual plans start, I can just walk you through the plans to make this a little bit easier, because it is hard to remember what I'm talking about when my brain cells are only working off a couple of hours sleep. But that is 100% me. And you know what? I was actually doing pretty good until the basketball started again, and now all I can hear is the basketball. Okay, so I am starting on the sidebar now, and the top section I put down is a fitness sticker. It's for my steps. I am not one of those people that can get 10,000 steps in a day. I don't know how people do that. If you are one of those people that can get 10,000 steps in a day, how? I have a job. My job is to deliver packages, so I'm up and running around. I also work out like 4 times a week, and I take my dog for walks. Not as often as I should. He deserves more. But I do take him for walks, and I rarely hit that 10,000 marker. If I hit that 10,000 marker, it's because I went on a long hike, or we're at Disney World, or something along those lines. But rarely do I hit that 10,000 mark. I've noticed that for me, about half that is about 2 miles. So we're talking like 4 miles worth of walking for me personally at my stride. I did adjust the volume on this a little bit. I hope that it works well. I can't guarantee that it's going to, but I'm hoping that it will. The next thing on the sidebar are my dinners. It says dinner plans because they didn't have one that just said dinners, which was fine. So the dinner plans for the week, mostly we had a lot of eating out this week. We'll have some weeks where we eat out quite a bit, and we have some weeks where we eat in the entire week. This was an eat out week. We had things like sandwiches and pizza, and we had a burger night. Then we had a couple of nights where we ate in, or we just made simple things at home. But I've noticed that the more I work, the less I cook. And I think that that's kind of been obvious from the get-go with my stuff. The habit trackers at the bottom, I seem to switch up, and it kind of depends on what I'm trying to accomplish for that week. So this week I have workouts, works, and meds. I haven't been doing the meds much lately. I've noticed that the meds have been a lot easier to regulate because I have an alarm on my phone. Plus, I take my after my hysterectomy, I have to have a patch for my estrogen just to make sure that I'm not going to hit menopause too early. I definitely have already hit it, obviously, because you lose your uterus, you don't have a period, you're obviously in menopause. But to try to lessen the blow of it, I am on meds. And because I had really, really, really bad endometriosis, I'm on progesterone and estrogen. I do want to go find like a naturopath doctor at some point in time to find out if there's a better way, because I saw on TikTok that you're supposed to have a little bit of testosterone too, and I don't know if that's true or not. Um, so normally I will cut you guys off and you guys so you don't see me actually writing in the anything. But I figured because this is a voiceover, I was going to go ahead and leave it up. Plus, it helped me remember which days I worked out and which days I worked, so that way I kept it straight as I was going through the actual plan with me. But like I said, meds, not something I really need anymore, but I didn't have anything else marked. I have been working on trying to take my vitamins on a daily basis. I started oil pulling again. I did oil pulling back in March, and it seemed to be helping with the sensitivity of my teeth. The idea is that you basically gargle with oil for upwards of 20 minutes. They suggest that you start at like 2 to 5 minutes. They want you to get up to 20 minutes. My dentist said that she doesn't know if there's any difference because you can use mouthwashes and stuff like that that are supposed to be just as good and take less time. But I've also heard a bunch of stuff about whether or not mouthwashes have too much sugar in them, which makes them bad for your teeth because they make them taste good and yada yada yada. So I'm trying the oil pulling. I have some erosion on the one side of my face. That is my lower left hand side because I brushed too hard, and so I'm trying to like desensitize myself, and it does seem to help. So that's one of those things that you'll see on my later plan with me is I'm trying to get back into the habit of oil pulling. I didn't realize that habits were different for different people. I'm one of those people that I have to make the conscious decision to do it every single time I do it. It's not something that I can just get up and be in my morning routine. There's certain procedures that I'll follow, but I'm bad with habits. Everyone kept telling my dad when I was little, he was like, it takes 21 days to make a habit and 3 days to break it. But I can stop doing something without even thinking twice about it. I actually have to consciously make the decision to do my routines every day. So these things seem to help. And right now I have one for oil pulling because that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm pretty good about taking most of my vitamins. I just have one vitamin that I'm terrible at taking. And so I haven't marked down vitamins in weeks because I always forget to take the one that tastes gross. I also have one, only Caress Press does these, where they have these little ones where you can put in like amounts. And so I've been trying to track how much money I'm making every week. And I've noticed that it varies so much. Some weeks I only make a couple $100. Other weeks I'll make upwards of $800. It really depends on what's open and how many I take. I can take usually 2 to 3 shifts a day, depending on the time frames. I don't. I usually take one, maybe two. Like yesterday, I took 2 shifts, but my first shift got canceled. I still get paid for it, but I didn't actually have to go versus my second shift where I got paid for it, but I also had to go and do it. There's been an issue at our Amazon facility. So we've been showing up and they've just been sending us home. And so on Sunday, they didn't even have us show up to send us home. They just canceled all of our shifts before we even got there. Like my shift was from 6 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock in the morning. And I woke up at 5 to an email that came in around 2 saying that it was canceled. So Monday morning, I started off with my work. I worked an 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. shift with flex for 3 hours. I do put down my wages in here. If you guys are interested at all, they do vary very much. Base wage is $75 right now. They just upped it from $70.50 to $75, which is $25 an hour, which by itself would be good. But when you have to take into consideration that there are short shifts, that you have to pay for your own car maintenance, your own car, your gas, you have to pay for it all yourself. I won't go take a shift that is less than $100, because I don't feel like $100 is worth how much money the wear and tear on the car alone is getting, plus gas prices and my time. So if I was driving one of their cars and was using their gas, I'd take the $25 an hour, no problems. But because I have to pay for all the stuff for my car, I want to make sure that we are making a decent amount of money to, you know, make up for that. And then I went and worked out. I have been doing anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes on the elliptical. And then my weights afterwards. My elliptical is just like my warm up, my little bit of cardio just to get me going. I also count my dog walks as cardio most of the time. Sometimes they're short walks, and sometimes he sniffs more than we actually walk. But as long as we're getting a decent amount in, I will count that also. But we've been terrible with his walks lately. It's a good thing that he is a lazy, lazy puppy. My schedule has been very, very different recently from what it was a couple of months ago because my son's not in school anymore. When my son was in school, I had to take him to class, and then I would come home and I would work out, or I would work and then my other son would take him to class. We're going to have to figure out this next semester because everyone's going to school next semester. All three of them are, and I need to make sure that they're all getting there okay without putting too much damage on me being able to work. The next thing I put down was gas. I despise getting gas, so of course I'm going to write it in because then I actually have an excuse to be able to add new stickers to my day for these plan with me's. I also did some laundry. I did the folding side of laundry, not the washing side of laundry, because I don't know about you, but I can't do both in the same day. I can fold or I can wash, but I can't seem to do both. So like this morning, I needed a basket, so I finished off folding the basket that I had, and then I started a new load of laundry. Now the laundry is sitting in the dryer, and it's probably going to sit there until someone has to go to another load of laundry, which will probably be tomorrow or the end of the week, because I still have a half a load left, but it's not enough to actually wash. And hubby didn't bring home his clothes from the ship, so I can't have a second load today. I also finished a book on Monday. I was putting my starts and my finishes down, but it was getting to the point where it's a little bit too hectic, so I'm just putting my finishes down now. If you guys like me to put my starts down too, let me know and I can. The book I finished on Monday was Dowry of Blood, which is basically the wives of Dracula. He doesn't go by Dracula, but he is like a Dracula. And he turns this woman and makes her his wife, and then they have their relationship as she navigates being a vampire, and it's a polyamorous ish book. So you see him have other spouses. There's definitely some LGBTQIA plus representation, which I love. But I don't know. It was a good book. It wasn't my favorite book by any means, but I liked it a lot. So I think I listened to it in like 2 days because when I'm doing these Amazon shifts, I listen to books. So I finish my audiobooks quite quickly. The physical books, still slow. Tuesday, I have been working on a blanket. So one of the girls that I follow on YouTube, and I'm part of her Patreon, we were talking about things that we like to do, and I mentioned that I quilt. And she said that she's never had a quilt, and she's always wanted one. And I took that as an invitation to make her a quilt. So I have been working on this quilt for like 2 months, 3 months now. I'm almost done with it. I need to just finish it. But then I have days like today where I can't sleep, and so I'm so tired that I can't barely function. And I don't think using a sewing machine is a good idea because I would like to keep my fingers out of it. And sometimes when I'm not paying enough attention, I have almost skewered my finger before. And the little side piece will like knock into my finger really hard, and it kind of like jolts me like, oh, hey, you're supposed to be paying attention right now. So I am almost done. I have the front panels done, and then the back is about half done. I just need to sew on the main parts, and then I can like put the whole thing together. So I'm close. On Tuesday, after as well as sewing, I didn't do much else. We went and got sandwiches from Jersey Mike's because that's my favorite sandwich place. We will do Subway in a pinch, but Jersey Mike's is my favorite. And we had some of Elisa's school stuff to do. She decided that she was done with her gap year and she wants to go back to school. So we got her all enrolled and had a bunch of school stuff to do for her on that day. She does not have a patience for anything. And so she was like in the mood, hey, let's go do this now. So we went and did it right then and there. On Wednesday, I had a 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. shift. This was a 3 hour, and it was the same price as my Monday shift. I like the 120 shifts. I feel like I'm getting a good deal for these ones, but they don't always pop up. Like this morning, I was up until 5 a.m. before I was able to fall asleep, and I was keeping an eye on the Amazon app the entire time. They never spiked. They stayed right around that 75 mark. I think they went up to like 86 or something. And to me, it's just not enough. I won't take it unless it's 100. I might be kind of snooty that way, but if I swear to God, if we could like band together as this area, we don't have enough drivers in this area to have them ignore us if we don't take them, if that makes any sense. I know that in some areas there's so many drivers and there's not enough packages and you have to take base. We don't have to here, which is a wonderful blessing, but people still do. So I didn't have a shift today, which is fine because I'm tired. But yeah. All right. So after working, I did go to the gym again. This was when I was doing my push-pull leg days. I am not doing that anymore. I stopped that pretty soon. I want to say next week or so, you'll see a difference in my workouts. So Monday I did push. Wednesday I did pull. I did 12 minutes on the elliptical and then a 30-minute pull. I've also noticed that if Pat's with me, I'll do the 10 to 15 minutes on the elliptical. If my daughter's with me, I'll only do 5, sometimes 10, because she despises the elliptical. And it's a combination of her knee being messed up and her just not liking it. She has loose ligaments and her kneecap is really bad and it's really mobile, and you can literally just, if she puts her leg out straight and she relaxes her muscles, she can literally move her entire kneecap out of its socket and back in again. And because she's popped it out so many times on accident, it doesn't work well for her anymore. And so being on elliptical hurts it. So we have a tendency to do shorter days when she comes to the gym with me. So the next one I have is coffee. I don't drink coffee, but nobody makes tea stickers. They have Starbucks stickers, but I need like Dutch Bros stickers because I have learned to love Dutch Bros since we moved to the area. I've noticed that it's far cheaper than Starbucks. They have a better reward system and they taste better. So I am a tea drinker, not a coffee drinker. And if I drink coffee, it is something 100% frou-frou. I think there's more sugar and cream in this than there actually is coffee, but I can't have too much cream. So I have been testing out different non-dairy items. I love soy milk, but Dutch Bros doesn't have soy milk. They only have coconut, oat, and almond. Almond is, my stomach's a little sensitive to almond milk. I don't know why. I think it's a nut thing. I think my stomach's just a little bit sensitive to nuts. But I don't like coconut milk. And oat milk tastes good in theory, but it's too thick and it's got a funny aftertaste and it just ruins every drink that we've tried it in. So I have definitely cut oat milk out of my possibilities of drinks because I just can't do it. It's gross. So I don't know if this was a coffee or a tea, but it was probably a tea. And it was probably Dutch Bros because if it was Starbucks, I would have written in Starbucks. I also finished another book. I finished ACOWAR. That was my nighttime book. I do rereads at night. So when I'm getting ready for bed and I'm trying to fall asleep, I'll turn a book on and just listen, and it makes me get out of my head. So I go from stressing and obsessing over life. I had a conversation with so and so 25 years ago. What could I have done differently and why does it bother me now? I don't know. But I will literally go back to things that I didn't said in high school when I was a child, yesterday. It doesn't matter. My brain will not shut up. So I listen to audiobooks before I go to bed. And I put them on a 15-minute timer. If I'm still awake at the end of the 15 minutes, I'll shake it to have it turn back on and keep progressing this until my Audible says, "Are you sure you actually want your sleep timer on?" Or the library, whichever happens to be. I usually use Audible because that's where all my favorite books are. That way I don't have to keep checking them out and I'm not on a deadline. But I usually go through a couple of those books a month. I'm currently working on the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. I'm at the very, very end of the whole series. I'm finishing up the Dreams of Gods and Monsters right now. And then on the 7th, Wednesday, was also Elisa's first day driving a car. Like actually driving. So we've had a couple of little instances where we're taking her to the parking lot, but this was the first time she was actually on the roads during daylight hours, driving around the neighborhoods. We kept her in the neighborhoods for a hot minute before we let her out of the neighborhoods, but she was firmly in the car and driving like an adult, and it was scary. Wednesday was a no work, no workout, so it was kind of a free-ish day. I had a cleaning day. If I put cleaning down, that means that I did a significant amount of cleaning. It means that my ADHD butt goes cleaning spree day. And I will get to the point where I will get tired of my kitchen and I will just scrub the whole thing clean. It happens about once a month that I get really, really bad, but I will go through these about once a week where I am like scrubbing the kitchen counters and the stove tops and stuff. But every once in a while, I'll go through a whole overhaul. I'll clean out the cabinets. I will clean out the refrigerator. I don't think I don't do very well as floors. I always ask my kids to do the floors because I really don't like doing them. So if this says cleaning day, it was probably something like that. Usually I'll put down if we're doing a big vacuum or a laundry or something. If it says cleaning, it's usually kitchen. I do need to do the bathrooms, but I don't want to because they're gross. Bathrooms in general are gross. I don't care if they were washed yesterday. So we are trying to get somebody to help us again because that's where my failings come in, is when it involves kitchens and bathrooms. Floors especially. Anyways, so besides cleaning on Thursday, we also did a grocery shop. It says that I did coffee again, so you can assume it's Dutch Bros. And I had mouth pain, so I went to the dentist. Like I said, I had a couple of teeth on my lower left hand side that have been bothering me, and they went and they looked and they said there's no cavities. I eroded my gums a little bit, and I keep getting back and forth information on whether or not you can heal gum erosion. The dentist said no, but online it says yes. I don't know what to believe. I'm just going to do my best and hope that doesn't get any worse. He says it's not bad. It's not like bad erosion. It's just enough where it's making my teeth sensitive, which sucks. Okay, so we will move on to Friday. Friday was an early morning. I was supposed to work out on Friday. I was doing Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I did not do Friday though. It was like I did Saturday for my workout instead. So this was kind of a lazy day, so I was able to add in an extra box. And I did a 6:45 a.m. to a 9:45 a.m. 3-hour shift with flex, and I made $1 extra because that matters. And then on top of the work that I did, I also took a nap. I have a tendency, depending on how early my shifts are, to come home and take naps. I also have my once a week McDonald's. I'll go get McDonald's breakfast once a week while after I come home from one of my shifts. If it's a non-workout day or it's just a chill day and I happen to have an early morning shift and I get off before 10 o'clock, I will a lot of times go through and grab McDonald's for me and my kid. And just, it's our weekly thing. Last week didn't do it for me though. So I don't know if I did it a little early. I did it like 2 days earlier than I normally do. Normally it's a Sunday thing. But I did it on a Friday because I didn't have a Sunday morning shift at that time. I only had a Friday morning shift. So now I'm kind of wondering if I did it too early or if I just am over McDonald's breakfast for the moment, which is very possible. So I may have to have something else because we went through a little like bagel bakery donut. We went and got like jalapeno cheese bread one week. So we do all sorts of different like special breakfasts, but it's like our once a week we'll go out and have a nice breakfast. And I think I'm done with McDonald's for the moment because that just doesn't sound good at all. And normally it sounds good every day, but I keep myself to once a week, and now it's just ugh. Okay, and then we did all the cat boxes, which is gross and I hate. We do scoop them a lot, but when I put down the cat boxes, that means I did the whole, like, we emptied the whole thing out, we washed the whole thing out, we put brand new litter in it, we swept and cleaned around their areas, we did the whole kit and caboodle. Um, their litter, I think, has changed formulas because it does not work the same way it used to. So we're really thinking about changing that up completely and no longer using the clumping litter and using like the pine instead. We want to try it out though and see if the cats will even use it. Caleb said that you're supposed to do like a slow integration where you have the normal litter and then you put in some of the pellets. And then every time you change it out, you add in more pellets until it's all pellets. And once it's all pellets, you have to have a sifting litter box. You put a puppy pad down or something on the bottom, and then you pick it up and you sift it, and all of the pee will come through the bottom, and it takes the pellets and it like flakes them up, so they turn into like a powder, and then you just scoop out the poop. So we want to try it. It's supposed to be better for the environment, even though you're using a puppy pad. It's overall healthier for the environment. So we want to try doing that. We just haven't done it yet because it's such a hassle to start. And I am hoping that the cats will approve because a couple of our cats are kind of pains in the butts and they don't always approve of that kind of stuff. So I don't know why I'm going through and putting down all of the bougie boxes and the overlays on all of the remaining 2 days and not actually planning the last 2 days. But that's what I did. I went through and I put the overlays down on a bunch of the full boxes, and then I put the 4 remaining underlay bougie box things down. I don't know if they still call it bougie boxes. I don't think they do. Because I was noticing when I watch Elle from Glam Planner, I watch Andrea from Scribble Prints, and Kristen, as well as J. Crew Plans, which is also a Scribble Prints. So 3 of them are Scribble Prints, and then you have Glam Planner. There's a couple other ones I watch too, but they're the only ones that plan like this. Like I'll watch Coffee Monsters Co., but she plans in a totally different planner. I still need to look at other planners. I put it off because I was nowhere near needing another one, and I know it's only July, but I'm probably going to end up getting another Erin Condren. I do like my little reading one that I have for reading, but I don't like how small it is for the actual plans themselves. So I think I'm going to try something else out and then just use her less planner version. She's got one that's just got monthlies in it and then all of the reading prompts and stuff like that doesn't have the weeklies in it. And so I think I'm going to try that one next time for my reading one, and then try another planner out to see if I can find something that I like better than the Erin Condren. But I don't want to completely stop using the Erin Condren until I find a suitable replacement. And I know you guys have given me some ideas. A lot of them were like printing ones or divider ones. I want something like this. Something that's simple and easy because I am just not creative enough to put it together by myself. I need the Dum Dum version, and unfortunately, this is the Dum Dum version. Okay, so now that we've started filling out the weekend, Saturday was a leg day, and so I only did 5 minutes on the elliptical. If I did 5 minutes on the elliptical, you can damn near guarantee that Elise was with me. I don't have it written down, but I'm pretty sure we did because literally everything involves Elise this day. And me and Elise have a couple of days a week that we will have an entire us day. Elise wanted today to be an us day, but I am so tired that I don't think that's possible. I had to pause this really quick to let my husband know that it was time for him to leave for his Amazon shift. He does Amazon with me too, and normally I would go with him, but like I said, today is just not that day. Today is a I need to go to sleep early day. So I had to flag him that it was getting late and he needed to leave. Okay, so after workouts, we did a grocery run. We normally go to either the commissary or Winco. The commissary is just because it's here. It's easy to get to, and they have a few things at the commissary that they don't have anyplace else. Like they have this shredded, frozen Foster Farms chicken that I like a lot, and it's the only meat I'll eat. I was vegan for a while, but I get too, I don't know, I have issues with needing to eat meat. I am definitely one of those people that's like, okay, I need to listen to my body. I do not eat beef or pork hardly ever. If I do, it's like in a sandwich or something, or because I'm having a massive craving. But I don't normally eat those because I just can't. My little heart can't take it. I see the cute pictures of pigs and cows, and I can't do it. So yeah, after our grocery run, we went and got Zelda for Elise. She's been bugging me so much that she wanted to play the new Zelda. And so because it's her birthday, it was her birthday month, I spoiled the crap out of her. I probably shouldn't have, but mom's prerogative, I guess. So I bought her Zelda, and then we got some Subway sandwiches, and we're gonna have just a chill evening. But first, she wanted to drive. So we drove around the block a few times, and she's getting better. She was getting better at this point in time, where she wasn't scaring the bejesus out of me all the time, just part of the time. But she's actually pretty good about it. She's pretty cool-headed. So it was nice that she wasn't a total speed demon just yet. Just give her time. I'm sure she'll get there eventually. And then to round out the evening, we did one of our co-play things where we do different activities side by side. So she was playing Zelda and I was reading my book. And I was reading the country book, the Little Book Country, I think is what it's called. I didn't finish it until just recently, but it was cute and it was something that we could do together. So we do that quite often where we will just sit and do our own things together. So she'll play video games and I'll read, or we'll both read, or we'll watch a movie together or something where we're together but not really interacting all that much. She'll watch a TV show and also something along those lines so that we're together and bonding. On Sunday was my last shift for the week. It was another 6:45, 9:45 shift. This one took us through Paulsbo, which is just north of here, and downtown Paulsbo is super, super cute. There's a lot of really cute little shops up there, and there is this bakery up there that I've been wanting to try. So I had Caleb with me this day, and we went and stopped at the bakery, and we waited in line for an ungodly amount of time, probably like 20 minutes, just to get into the bakery. The lady that helped us was really short with us and snippy with us because we wanted to try a bunch of stuff. Because there's four of us that were all interested in eating, and we were all interested in different things, and so we're like picking out a bunch of stuff, and she was just really short with us. I get it, they were busy, but come on. And then I put down a nap queen because I told you these early shifts, I need naps. I am 100% one of those people that needs a minimum of 8 to 10 hours of sleep a day. And I can't always get that at night because I have insomnia. So I nap a lot. So nap time. I also did a massive update on my planner. Sometimes I'll get behind and I'll have to do like a full update. I try to stay on top of it because I guarantee you if I'm updating it at the end of the week, I have forgotten something. If you can hear the cars leaving behind me, I apologize because my husband and my son are both doing their Amazon shifts now. And then I also worked on some editing for YouTube and more reading with Elise. I find that I will go through these spurts where I will do a bunch of filming, and then the days later I'll do a bunch of editing. And usually if I'm editing, if I finish it, I will upload and schedule it at the same time. So a lot of times my editing and my uploads goes the same day, unless it's something like a vlog that I'm trying to stay on top of. I almost always have a vlog going, and most of those are edited in advance as I'm going along, so that way I keep on top of it, because they'll take hours, if not days, to edit if I'm not careful. I'm still working on vlogs that I did last summer because I didn't touch them, and now it's taking me forever to edit them. As you can see, I'm pretty much done. I got behind on the talking portions of this, but I think it's working out pretty well, because all I'm doing right now is adding the glitter headers on to the existing glitter headers. The bougie glitter headers on top of the normal glitter headers to make it extra sparkly. Because let's be real here, I really do love the extra sparkle that these things have. I used to think that they were a waste, or I tried to save them for special kits. And now that all 3 of my main kit subscriptions come with all of these pretty things, I just want to start using them because I want to make it all pretty. Plus, it just, I don't know, it makes me happy. And if it makes me happy, what's it going to hurt, right? I will have to start doing sticker hauls though, now that I have like 5 subscriptions again. I have issues. But the Pipsticks and the Hubman and Chub Girl are just so cute. They're not really like these types of sticker kits. They're just other stickers. All right, well, I am getting to the point now where we're almost caught up, where I'm going to do my closing stuff. So I'm going to say goodbye now. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. So didn't use this one hardly at all. I just took the 2 little things off of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it into my satchel of full ones. This one is going to go upstairs. This one's going to go into the almost totally used. This one I'll probably just chuck because it's just a couple of date dots and they're all color coordinated. This one will go upstairs. This one will go upstairs. This one will go upstairs. And then we have what's left of this one, which is a lot of the words and a few of the little icons. And then these are almost gone, but not quite. So I'll keep those 2. And this is the full look. I think it turned out really pretty. I like it a lot. It's very spring, summer time frame. You know, beginning of June is the end of spring, the beginning of summer. So I think this one was perfect for that. I hope you guys liked it, and come back soon for the next one. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.